no one. But you have thankfully a tracker here, close here. And yeah. I mean, inside he is interesting is that Reggie, this is effectively an elimination match. Reggie, he's out of contention for top 8. So you have to figure that he's going to take this. He really wants to win this one, even if he ends up not making top 8, at least to salvage something. If you're it sounds like microphone, which I can't. Let's see if this is. All right. I think. Well, hopefully fine. Anyway, we did start in Burn Dome. Gloves, and thankfully with everything we needed to get out. And I believe that was Grapple that was behind Zoid, if I think correctly. So. Alright, well, I guess I just have to get the mic in the right position. Okay, everybody is watching the races, so. Anyway. Interesting, both races going immediately for the energy core puzzle. Had to think for a second. I mean, I wouldn't describe this check really out of the way. You can definitely leave it behind, though, I think, a lot of the time. And since they're say we're deployed, it's not RAs. Actually, we do have a couple RAs. We have extra combat enabled and strict damage requirements. So that means that basically, well, I would say it was designed to make it more likely that they would get OP to start, but without it doesn't mean that logically they may be required to do some more dangerous things. Maybe we not as many things, but E-tanks can just kind of be anywhere, so I don't think it's going to be too big of a problem. I know Reggie at least is probably going to be comfortable doing anything on, but have to wait to see. I know what actually IS allowed. That is the possibility. Probably going to be a while before we see any potential use of IS. Okay, Super's logically gated behind Flagra. That's great, and gated behind Spider no matter what. So, I mean, with that in the position that it's in, I kind of feel like, and then I'll kind of feel like Spider. That particular uh, grapple might be a little finicky without space jump. You actually have to press the L trigger way earlier than you think you do. By the time you see the grapple, play. Okay, thermal that is interesting. Well, on the one hand, we know where supers are gated behind. Well, like at the very least, gated behind Spider and either Space Jump or Flagra. And it's entirely possible. You know what? It's very possible that Space Jump could be in Tree, and we have to fight Flagra in order to be able to get that check. So, let's hope not. But let's. Is that? Okay, no, that's. Sometimes the lighting can play tricks on you. It's darker than they are. That is just for you. So, not so far, not a whole lot of opportunities for this. Saw Reggie go immediately through behind, going in that direction. Opponent opting to take the side move. And I didn't see what was on all the anything that maybe they saw that they're trying to get to as fast as possible. It is interesting that I don't know if like obviously Reggie thought he needed to do that. I'm not sure if he saw that. Well, I mean, not a whole lot I can do, unfortunately. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know. I do not usually have issues. Really, you just don't have issues being heard. So sometimes you just decide, I guess, to decide not to listen to me. So what's kind of interesting here is that uh, even without having, even with having gone through and trying to check that first, Reggie's almost caught up to where Schwartz is, just by virtue of having that first call. So Schwartz immediately going back to the Lob Lake elevator to see if there's anything there. I think with Varia, this is play, and you have bombs, so you're not worried about getting trapped in Lava Lake. But Reggie with that grapple Varia probably back. And dashing right into the whatever those are called. Like I said yesterday, I never remember what things called in this game. The first instinct was blow flies because I've been playing too much stuff too, but that is just now potentially an interesting play here is I was going to say Flagra, knowing that that super is knowing that Flagra is logic required. But, that's not a play I would expect players to make. And Reggie's actually going for the artifact. No, the artifact answer, I should say. I think that's the more. I think that's definitely the more straightforward play. With his opponent going for the risky Magmore dive to see if there's anything good in there. I think typically when you get Varia, a lot of players would get that and think, well, maybe making the Varia dive is, or sorry, making the Magmore dive is going to pay out, and that's a bit of a risk. But I think both options are entirely reasonable. For what it's worth, I think Reggie, after having taken big block, is I was gonna say, are we gonna see? I almost thought Reggie was going for goalie there, but it was not to be. So bad day. Still not ever gonna see goalie in a tournament. So as I was saying, Reggie already having big losses and wanting to do as much as he possibly can to win this one. I think the strat here when you're in mid is pick your and you don't need to go. Uh, you don't need to get really weird with your routing or anything. Reggie has to feel he is the number 2, and for a reason. He has to feel that he's in a slightly stronger position. And with Space Jump, he's now in a really strong position, especially with boost. So Reggie's going to be schmoovin' compared to his opponent. So far, nothing of value in Magmar. But that could quickly change. Well, there's that spider in, and Schwartz is not going to try and get that right now. It is somewhat difficult to get out of that room without space jump, but it is possible. I'm not sure if it's in logic, but if I saw that spider, I would certainly want to get that sooner rather than later. So, okay, we are gonna get the hints. I was gonna say, I know Reggie tends to be a later hint rather than immediately, but okay. So three out of 5 remaining in mines. Okay. Okay, so those aren't too terrible artifacts. Let me see. What's that? Storage Depot A, Fungal Hall Access, Central Dynamo. I mean, Fungal Hall Access, that's not the best, but if you're gonna go into lower mines, that's the least bad artifact you can get. So, yeah, at least it's not OP. But I have to think that if Reggie doesn't have phase on, like Fungal Hall A is almost certainly going to be Reggie's last artifact, and if Reggie doesn't have phase on suit, I have to think he's probably gonna power through to OP. It's not super hard, but it can be super risky. Because if you fall, you're falling in the lava, and you can only do that so many times before you're donezo. So. Now, we've already been through all of Magmor, and other than that spider ball, I haven't found anything of interest. The question is, when Reggie gets that spider ball, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna clear Magmor, possibly go to Fen, or is he gonna go right back for those supers? I have to imagine he's gonna go back for those supers as soon as he can, but I think most likely he'll probably route through Lava Lake to get back to Chozo. I think that's what I would call the more straightforward routing for this. And I'm not sure if I don't have the stream up, so I'm not sure. My stream is frozen, so let me just. All right, that's. Spider affected. Yeah. And right. I don't think it's all possibly. Back to Lava Lake. Get to question mark? Or all right, just I feel like Reggie heard what I said and then decided to make me a liar. So thanks, Rich. I definitely don't hate this. It's also possible that what Reggie's thinking right now is just taking the risk not that those blue language pay off, and he's gonna save Warp back to Zoid will also put him in Chozo. So either way, and end up back to Chozo. And just thinking, maybe thinking about, I think Cosmos Days race where it was Vanilla Wave. So maybe that's on the line. This could end up massing off. And it does! Not even gonna check the item in the ice. Unless you get that first. I didn't see. So now, of course, now the question is, now that you've got Wave, like, what do you do now? Like, you know those supers are out there. You don't want to. I think you would prefer not to go the lad. But maybe not. You know, we're gonna see how much John and Reggie end up actually doing. I don't think it's gonna be that much. Now, I did mention earlier that IS it was allowed by the so I have a distinct feeling Reggie was going for it. That the IS to get Twice Temple. Or not. I mean, I could maybe I should say that was probably what he would do if he found something good in Chapel. Definitely. You know, at least, I mean, at this point, you know it's not supers, you know it's not plasma. So the worst, it could be a suit that we don't have. It could be X-ray. We end up beating that. So it could be something important, but not likely. And actually, Reggie is going to end up going back to the front of Magmore to get to Lava Lake and back to Chozo to pick up the supers. And most likely going to be heading to Tower of Light, aka Tower of Progression, as it come to be known. On the other hand, Schwartz, I don't have to assume Schwartz is super, but I don't 100% know. But since they've already done the early bag checks, they might actually be on labs possibly. Was there an ice beam that I didn't see? Ice beam, jeez. Oh, yeah. Reggie did not. I I don't know if Reggie saw that or not. Reggie didn't see that. Then that's bad. Very bad. So also extremely funny that you guys released. So that's well, I have to imagine that. I was not paying. Reggie trying to demonstrate this not often used standable because it's not actually that much faster. It's just a lot of times you end up having to wait for the cycle anyway. But it is there, if you want to some swag. And like I said, Schwartz is, well, at least saving. And I think is going to head. Nope. Okay, actually save for it. I would. I mean, thing is, this isn't really a good pivot if they're going back to get us, because you're gonna get super and have to go back anyway. So unless they don't know, chase the pivot save. Maybe just wanting to get some energy back. I think that's somewhat reasonable. See, the problem is, like, we know super missiles are in Moon Mountain, so I I'm not 100% sure if Schwartz knows that, but you then it doesn't make sense because you're gonna get supers anyway. You're not gonna reset if you have supers. Definitely. I didn't see what was up. Hey, there's your favorite Loki here. I think the good thing as far as Reggie, even if he doesn't know exactly where Ice Beam is, that it's not ice. That plasma is not ice locked. So he's gonna get plasma. So and I don't, but he might not go back to Symphonia. There weren't any artifacts there. It was 3 mines, 1 in Life Pro, and then what was the last one? Okay, I thought it was Elder. Yeah, he'll have to go back eventually. And yeah, not having ice means he'll pretty much be filtered down to Vendrana, even if he doesn't find it. But thing is, there's not that. Yeah, at this point, it could be in Crossway. We did see Upper Furnace, so we know it's not there. Ooh, okay. Yeah, actually deciding now is the time to make the vlogger play. I respect it. I mean, I mostly respect it. I wouldn't personally opt to do this first, but I think given what we know, like if Reggie does know where ice is, he knows that plasma has to be either one of the like 3 Chozo checks he has left in here, including this one, or including these 2, I should say, or it's in labs, or it's on Dardis. So I feel like you don't want to end up in a situation where you like go check the rest of Fendrana, find out it's there, find out it's not there, and then have to come back. And like I said, I think Reggie's in the mode where he's taking the more straightforward play, and the more straightforward play is certainly to do this, I'd say. Yeah, trying to get all 4 slots at once is super precise, but Reggie has practiced this a lot, and at the very least, I mean, you got 1. We can see. I can't see the one behind that big plant fricker. And if nothing else, Reggie has practiced like many variations of this, so. And I think that's all of them. Yeah, okay, there we go. Alright, so 2 power bombs. That's still darn good. Yeah, getting plasma is like after he gets plasma, he's gonna run out of possible ice locations, and it's not like he's not looking for anything else. He's still looking for Phazon. So like even if plasma were here, and he wanted to check Crossway just in case, like that's not a terrible idea. And Reggie also hasn't checked out for Dynamo, so at this point, if I'm remembering correctly, we've got Upper Dynamo. Oh, Upper Dynamo is Grav. I completely missed that. So that is, I mean, that's at least going to be helpful. Reggie not even gonna check it though. Interesting. I mean, this is something he can check on the way back. So, and he is gonna have to go back because we know ice is not gonna be on the way. So even if plasma ends up being in crossway, Reggie most likely gonna check upper dynamo on the way back. Also, almost the high five from our runners. Yeah, don't go for that. Don't go for that more than once. Like it's a little swag, but there's no real need to do that multiple times. Yeah. I was gonna say I think Reggie did check upper furnace earlier, but I might be confusing that with a different race because there's only like 4 races happening at the same time. I think one of them's finished already, but that is plasma? Question mark? No, guess no, it wasn't because Reggie's not going for it. What was that? Was that an E-tank? I mean, it must have been. Okay, so based on this, I don't think Reggie knows where Ice Beam is. Because if he did, he wouldn't. I guess opening the gate. No, not even because there's no real reason to do this now. Like you know that antechamber is not Ice Beam, or at least you should know. But Schwartz is also doing it, so that's interesting. I guess you're here, you might as well do it now, but not really, because like if you come in through the back, then you'd open the gate. Yeah, I don't see any real reason to do this now, especially if you do know where Ice Beam is. Unless you're like save warping to Zoid, but I don't think so. Yeah, so I mean it might actually I don't know. It's probably like close enough that it's not a big deal. Oh, Reggie is setting up for the IS, I think. Maybe, maybe not. I don't actually know how the Elder Chamber IS works, so I think you need to open the door anyway, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't really know anything about any of the ISs in this game, so yeah, I think save warping would have been slightly faster, but I mean, yeah, Reggie's gonna get to Energy Core first, but he also was on the way there first, so. And actually, I think, yeah, Reggie's gonna fall slightly behind here from having to check upper dynamo. But that's not gonna be a huge deal. Reggie's movement is really good, so a slight lead is gonna end up being nothing in this race. So yeah, now there are 2 possibilities. One is that plasma's in labs. The other is that it's in the quarantine area. So the question is, what first? I think labs is more likely. At least it's I mean, it's more likely to have plasma for one thing, just because it has more checks. But looks like Reggie's heading in the direction of Hawkman. It could also be in Workstation. I forgot. It could be in Workstation. Plasma could. So actually, that's entirely reasonable route to take. And actually, they're both going in that direction. So they're both thinking Workstation. Check that first. And you know, if you have to fight Thardis, then yeah. Of course, in this case, you might end up fighting Thardis anyway, just because you want to get to Ice faster. Yeah, we're not sure. We know that Ice. We know that Schwartz knows that Ice is in Ice Runes East. We don't know if Reggie knows that. We hope Reggie knows that, because that would be kind of bad. But it's not like he's gonna have that many checks to make if he doesn't. Okay, so we are indeed heading to Quarantine Cave. I don't know if you heard me, Cosmo. Ice is in Ice Runes East behind the ice. Funnily, Wave Beam was in Ice Runes East, the spider track, so two of the beams were in Ice Runes East. And yep, Plasma it's got to be somewhere in if it's not in Thardis, it's in labs. So yeah, we've already checked Sun Chamber. We've already checked everything we can do in Chozo and Talon. Yeah, this is quite. Yeah, I will say this is quite a race we've had up to this point. Both players doing Thardis at the same time. Uncle Reggie's slightly behind, but very slightly. And he's getting some good snipes. Actually, completely snipes that rock out of the, and then gets the instant. Like, way to go! Like, very cool game. Doesn't matter, has supers. So. I don't think that they did do Flagra. But we know it's not plasma. Reggie did do it, and Ghost, so we know that that's not plasma. So plasma is either here or it's in labs. We know that for sure. So the only real possible, the only real possibility is if we get the hint that Phazon is in Chozo, and Schwartz decides to check Sun Chamber before checking, well, actually, there's nowhere else to check in Chozo besides Sun Chamber. So, because we know Elder Chamber is an artifact, and everything else has been checked, so... Yeah, Reggie actually now taking the lead back from that Thardus fight. Not afraid to use supers at all. And getting some really good snipes on Thardus. Like, it can be tricky, but if you practice at it, then yeah. Yeah, I aim in labs via proxy. Yeah, that is correct. And we are going to find out pretty soon whether or not Reggie actually knows where that ice beam is. If plasma beam, in fact, if plasma beam's in research core, it doesn't even really matter because they'd have to go all the way through anyway, and then go all the way back. So that actually is potentially best case scenario for Reggie. I have to imagine that they will full clear labs anyway, just because they don't have Phazon suit yet. Schwartz has not checked Chapel, so Schwartz is thinking Chapel. We saw Reggie check this earlier and thought maybe that he was going to do IS, but it was just a missile, so he just decided to go back. For anyone coming in late from the other races, one of the RAs is that IS is allowed, so there is a distinct possibility. Yeah, Reggie is probably going to full clear labs anyway, just on the possibility that Phazon is there. Although, he could not. He might just decide that, you know, if he decides to turn back early once he gets plasma, just to take the risk that the hint goes to not Vendrana. But we'll see. They started in Burn Dome, so started off fighting Zoid. And that's it. Yep. And now we get to find... Well, I mean, not really, like we said. There's a decent chance Reggie full clears this anyway. So, we don't know, but we're probably going to find out soon, because we know Ice is not going to hear, so Reggie's going to be turning back after he gets as far as he likes. And yeah, it looks like Schwartz is in fact going to set up for the IS. And yeah, you can kill this thing instantly with a power bomb, but sometimes it gets pushed out of the way. So, gotta be kind of careful with that. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good point, Baha. You know you're going to be coming back in this direction with plasma anyway, so there's no real need to do this now, but... I think that's true, but we know there's no artifacts in Farfen. So actually doing Farfen just to like if that's the plan, doing that now just to see if Phazon might be there is kind of a big risk. Like as soon as Reggie gets Ice Beam, he's gonna beeline for those artifacts. He has everything he needs to do mines. Um, or I should say, he will once he has Ice Beam, he will have everything he'll need to do mines. Yeah, the remaining artifacts are in Elder Chamber, Life Grove, um, Fungal Hall Access, uh, Storage Depot A, and Central Dynamo. So. Uh, I it didn't look like it. I am not sure. I'm like not sure how. Yeah, yeah. Good call, Lokier. Look away. Um. Uh. Uh. Okay. This is. Yeah. This is. I'm gonna say that this is not. This is not the right play because this can only be a Sun Chamber play, and that is. Yeah. No. I don't think that's a good idea in any way. And yeah, if we did get Ice Temple, it was not Phazon suit. So, I mean, I'm just not sure what the. Oh, did they not check Training Chamber before, or like, what? What's the thought process here? Did they forget to check what? I mean, they didn't check Root Cave. I don't remember, but that is. I'm gonna have to like. I'm gonna have to ask about this because I'm not sure what the thought process is here. Did maybe where did they save before that warp? Yeah, I'm gonna guess that they just got their thoughts mixed up. Because I can't see any reason to make. I'm not even sure what they were going for. Um, did Reggie did Reggie check transport access? Because checking transport access proved to be kind of important yesterday in a race. So. Alright, so as expected, Reggie is beelining for base on mines. The only question for me at this point is, once you get Fungal Hall access, do you continue on? You know there's a decent chance that Phase on Soup is in lower mines. You know that Randovania likes to put it there. So the question is, do you just dive F8? Do you just dive Fungal Hall access, get the artifact, and then head back up through upper, or do you do the loop? I have a feeling Reggie is probably not going to dive too far into lower mines. And at the very least, if you go back, you get that hint. If it's in mines, you at least know it's in lower mines. Yeah, I think the worst place that Phazon could be for Reggie right now is Phendrana, because not only is there all of Far Phendrana to check, but there's also Chozo Ice Temple. So that's going to present him with the routing decision, if it's there. Our remaining artifacts are in Central Dynamo, Fungal Hall Access, Storage Depot A, Elder Chamber, and Life Grove. So, I'm not sure if this is he's just going to do Elite Control Access and then dip it to lower. Nope, okay, he's going straight for upper. That's interesting to me, because there's 2 artifacts in lower. And you've got to get Life Grove and Elder Chamber, and it seems to me like doing lower first, and then going back through upper, and then routing the rest of the artifacts makes more sense. But Reggie may just be taking the gamble that Phazon is in upper mines anyway, and if it's there, then he can just pivot back to lower mines and not have to worry about getting the hint. So that might be his thought process. Yeah, yeah, I think that, yeah, that could be, because that would push you back at Elder Chamber. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea, actually. They started in Burn Dome, Cestrion. You're not even going to bother with Philip. Interesting. So, yeah, that is actually quite interesting. Yeah, Reggie, don't forget, yeah. I guess that he wanted to activate the... Well, I was going to say he wanted to activate Pirates, but that's not where the trigger is, so... Yeah, I don't hate it, but now if it turns out to be in mines, then you're kind of leaving a few checks isolated in places you really don't want to have to go back to. Yeah, and odds are it is in mines. Like the good thing is that if it is in mines, it's going to be down to, most likely going to be down to OP, PCA, and Phazon Elite, since I assume that Reggie's going to at least check main quarry. Although he might not, you know. He's going to check Security Access A for sure. Yeah, that would be best case scenario, is if it's in plasma processing. I think at this point, in any case, Reggie has pretty solid advantage. So I don't think it's going to be like a huge deal, no matter where it is. And yeah, we don't know what his opponent is thinking right now. They made at least one somewhat minor, somewhat major mistake with that save warp, but yeah, they're not terribly behind. Okay. Did they forget? Or did they mistake it for something else? Okay, now Reggie is going back for lower. See, that's why I am... Okay. Yeah, I guess, yeah, this is the save warp from MQB play. Well, TGC, Reggie is brushing artifacts, and Schwartz should know where Ice Beam is, but because it's in Ice Ruins East, and we just got Plasma, so we're not sure what they are thinking right now. Okay, maybe they remembered this time. I'm just wondering if like they I'm just wondering if they like remembered, like they wrote down the location differently in their head. It's also possible that this is just speed bleed. Like, I have to imagine that both these players have been practicing a lot, and they've maybe just forgotten, maybe just getting seeds mixed up in their heads. Yeah, and it's also possible that, you know, because of the nerves of the situation, that they're thinking like, well, I already went to Ice Ruins East, and you know, got something important there, forgetting that actually there were two important things there. Yeah, it happens, you know, nerves. You know, we're all vulnerable to nerves. You know, sometimes you forget where Ice Beam is. Sometimes you forget to get the 6th artifact, and you go to Artifact Temple. You know, it happens. Sometimes you mistake Charge Beam for a missile. So... Which one, Baha? Did the artifact speed? Look, take the lesson from my example. Use, like, you have an auto tracker, so let the auto tracker tell you when you got 6 artifacts. Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, but I think Reggie is indeed going to save warp at MQB. I think both options are about the same in the end. I think Reggie was just kind of doing, a few scattered checks in upper mines, just in the hope that Phazon was there. Yeah, based on where their save warp is, it's not terrible. I think I'm just thinking in terms of like I'm just thinking in terms of when you don't have save warp available, because I prefer not to play with it on, but at least in like solo seeds. But I think when you have that available, it's okay. And okay, we're not going to see what plasma processing is right now. I think that would have been a reasonable check to make, but I also think, given the issues that Schwartz has been having with their routing, that they are probably not going to want to waste time if they can avoid it. So just going to hope that plasma ends up not being important. I should say plasma processing. So the thing is, it's kind of a risk either way. So yeah, Reggie is going to save. Now, the interesting thing is, if you save here, then find out that hint is in mines, then it's not impossible that you just warp back here and fight Ridley again. Or I shouldn't say warp back here, but reset back here and fight Ridley again. Like, it's not like you don't want to fight Ridley again, if you can avoid it, but Reggie is supremely confident in his ability to fight final bosses, so that I think is probably going to factor into his play here. So I think that's why he'd be comfortable doing the second Ridley fight. Does Reggie know exo skip? I know that Reggie has been practicing it. So it's not impossible that we see that, but I can't imagine Reggie thinks he's behind at this point. Is this the setup for the IS, or Elder Chamber out of bounds? Okay, this is the IS. Yeah, I don't think Reggie. Why? I mean, I guess he doesn't want to. Yeah, you have to fight the ghosts again to get in there, and that's why I was like kind of against coming here in the first place, the first time, because now you activated. Actually, no, Reggie didn't activate the ghost. He got the HBJ or 3BJ or whatever the heck it is to get up there. So he actually didn't activate the rave slot, so he wouldn't have to fight the ghost. So I don't know if this is really necessary. Like, you got plasma and ice, so you can just open it normally. Infinite speed and finite time loss. Alright. I guess you wanted to maybe try and get both items just in case Phazon is in Hall. But or at least I think that's how it works, but I'm not. Again, I don't know anything about I in this game, so except that they exist, so. Okay, yeah, Reggie's just gonna just gonna peace out. And yeah, I think Schwartz is just heading to the state room. Not heading for Farfen, because there's no good reason to do Farfen right now. Reggie with the old rage power bomb. Yeah, Reggie has 5, so Life Grove is his last artifact. Alright, so best case scenario for Reggie is either Chozo or Magnor, because there's only one check left in both of those, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, Reggie demonstrating that if you miss the jump once, it's faster to just do Spider there, so... And Reggie immediately committing down, but thankfully, unlike our racers yesterday, he has Boost Ball, so... Alright. Actually, best case scenario for Reggie would be for Face-On to be an overgrown cavern. And then he's just done. Second best would be Chozo or Magnor. And then I think third would probably be Talon, since that's just Frigate. There was a simultaneous boostless Life Grove tunnel play yesterday in Arrow versus Jeff. If you haven't watched that one, do it as soon as you possibly can, because that was a heck of a race. Not that this one hasn't been good. This one has been quite interesting, I think. And I'll have to remember to ask Reggie whether he knew where Ice Beam was the entire time. But I'm not good at paying attention. I got a little bit of the ADHD in me, so... Yeah, Reggie is making his way towards Ridley now, and hoping that it's not Phazon suit is not in mines. That, if it is in mines, that could potentially be an interesting way for Schwartz to get back in this if they decide to do like OP and it's either there or PCA. That would cut Reggie's lead significantly. Especially if Reggie actually does reset to that save station in lower mines. Reggie just not even bothering with ship save, beelining directly for it. I respect it. You know you're gonna have to come back anyway, so you've got enough missiles for Ridley. Well, until we get to FHA, I'm not going to be sure. Might be that they're going for the route we discussed earlier, where they just go back up through, go back up after getting FHA, and then head on through to Life Grove and Elder Chamber. And just casually get 0 dashes. And yep, Schwartz is going back up. So at this point, I think Reggie didn't check phase on Elite. I don't know if Reggie checked main quarry, so like those are some possible checks that Schwartz could do that could have phase on. But if it's not either of those places, then I'd say this is Reggie's to lose. And it's mine. Okay, so take your bets, people. OP, phase on Elite, main quarry, question mark. I don't remember if we saw it already. And Reggie is not gonna reset back, so just gonna keep that Ridley down. I think either way it was fine. Oh, nope, now, okay, he is going to reset, so we are going to see 2 Ridley fights from Reggie. I think that first one went so well that it's not a huge deal, and like I said before, Reggie's extremely proud of his final boss, final ability to fight final bosses, so I don't think he'll have any reservations about fighting Ridley again. I think maybe it's just taking that time to think about it in his head, so if it's on OP, then that's, I'd say, probably it for Schwartz. Almost certainly. Best case scenario now is for it to be on Philip. I'd say for Schwartz. But even then, I mean, actually, if it's on Philip, that could actually put Schwartz in the lead. Just the straight lead, because it's got everything else. It's gonna have all his artifacts. It's gonna be able to route through Elder Chamber. Reggie does have pretty good movement, so I don't think it's gonna end up being a huge deal. But I feel like that was really early. But yeah, okay. Reggie going for plasma strats. Oh, no wonder I couldn't. No wonder I didn't see chat moving, because I got disconnected from it. Very cool. Love it when my internet does that. Yeah, Reggie doing the plasma. Yeah, doing the plasma strats. Oh, and just missed it. That's unfortunate. Maybe a little too cheeky there, trying to mix up those strategies. Yeah, so okay, Schwartz is not going through reverse through elite research. So again, I don't remember if Reggie saw main quarry. So if it's here, I think Schwartz wins, actually. It is not. So now the question is Schwartz going to do elite research at all? At this point, that's really their only chance to take this, is if they do elite research and it's on the phase on elite. Okay, not vanilla. Alright, so now it's a coin flip. And that's it. Yeah, at this, yeah. And yeah, at this point, because it's not just that Schwartz has to fight OP, it's that he has to get back there after getting the hint. So, yes, Reggie's going to have to fight Ridley again, but I don't think that's going to take enough time for Schwartz to make up, because Schwartz still has to fight Ridley in the first place. Oh yeah, that's a good that is a good point. Reggie is gonna have to recollect those last two artifacts. I did forget about that, but I still don't think that that's gonna end up taking too. Like it's not gonna take enough time for Schwartz to make up. Again, Schwartz has to collect the artifacts and get back to OP and fight OP and do all that nonsense. So. Schwartz doesn't. Yeah, they do not have Elder Chamber. Yeah. That's okay. I'd be terrible at tracking everything. So, everyone, give some love to Low Kier, aka Track Kier. He does the hard work so that we don't have to. Typically, so that I don't have to, because I can't pay attention for barely more than a second. So. I don't know. Hey, I like talking. I especially like talking about Prime. I like thinking about routing decisions. Everything like that. So I enjoy that part of the job. But yeah, this is the only thing that could give Schwartz the ability to catch up is Reggie just being stuck in Life Grove for 20 years. Because Life Grove is like that. Yeah. Follow the runners, follow the tracker. Don't follow me because I don't stream. But, yeah. Yeah, so even like now, Reggie is already ahead in the race to get back to Ridley, and Reggie already has phase on suit, so I think in the end it was. I mean, I think in the end I'd actually say it was probably faster. Like again, Ridley, Reggie knows how to fight Ridley, so getting back to OP from Artifact Temple would have been a pain. Yeah, and now Reggie this time going for ship save because this time we're in the end game. I think, yeah, it definitely could have been, but I think at least a little bit Reggie was playing off of Randomania's tendencies, so. And probably felt it was more likely to be in one of those two locations. Alright, Ridley fight 2 out of 3. Will Reggie go fly by skip this time? Or maybe he did go by it and just didn't get it. Well, didn't get it this time either, so. Nice knife. Yeah, and that's why Reggie is comfortable doing Ridley twice, because, like, yeah. That's all you need to say. And as expected, no exo skip. I could see a world where Reggie goes for exo skip if one, he feels behind, which I can't imagine he does at this point, and two, he knows his opponent is capable of doing it. Thing is, like I've said it like like half a dozen times during this race, but Reggie is really confident about his final bosses, so he's certainly gonna go into the final bosses thinking that even if his opponent knows exo skip, that he can not necessarily make up as much time as he needs, but make up a decent amount of time compared to his opponent, so. Thought he was. I guess he was a little too late for that. Actually, no. I guess that's what he was going for. He was going for the regular charge snipe and then the turnaround super. So, and again, this is why Reggie likes his ability to do this quickly. He knows Exo inside and out. So. This time, yeah, charge snipe. Oh, doink to the turnaround super. Yeah, it does not look like Schwartz is happy about that suit location, and why would they be? Yeah, that was pretty good. It wasn't perfect, but that was pretty damn good. So I forget where the advisors were, but we did pick both of them up, so this is going to be the fully equipped Essence fight. So this should end up going pretty quickly, as long as Essence doesn't misbehave too much. Which, now that I've said that, she probably will at some point. And now for the final section, full cancels. And GG. Very well played, Reggie. Yeah, get your GGs in chat. And so with that, Reggie is going to move to 2-2 and keep his hopes for top 8 alive. Schwartz going to fall to 2-2. Also still keeping their hopes alive for top 8. But now they're both in the bubble. So not only did they have to win out, it looks like we're going to be joined by Reggie and Schwartz. GG's, Reg.
GG's, Schwartz.
Jeez.
Yeah, I agree. G's.
Yeah, G's. Absolute G's.
Yeah.
Where were you, Schwartz?
I was getting face on soon.
Okay.
My biggest mistake here was that I hot dog boost ball, and everything fell apart from there. Basically, went.
Go ahead.
So I got boosts. I was doing pretty good up until I got to Fendrana. I saw the ice beam behind the ice and Ice Rune Seeds, and I was like, oh, this is actually really great. This is like a free seed, since Ice Beam Gomon is really good. But then I decided to take that Wave Beam and then save warp and do Chozo checks. And then I find the boost ball. I'm like, I should have had that like 20 minutes ago. This is not good. So then I immediately went to Far Chozo, thinking, oh, Crossway might be something that was in Logic forever ago now. And I went to Hall of the Elders even, and I attempted the infinite speed, but I forgot that you need Ice Beam to open the door to get the secretized room. And yeah, so I had to walk of shame back there. And then I went through Magmore, I think. I went through Magmore, did Quarantine Monitor, fought Thardus. And then I did Chozo Ice Temple, Infinite Speed. And then I went... Where did I go after that? I went not to labs, basically. I last location plasma. And I just played for like every single thing that I could have done. I tried to go to Frigate, but I forgot that you need ice to go there too.
Okay, yeah, we were wondering about some of those decisions there.
So we did the same thing, except I got boost sooner.
Wow.
I did the exact same thing, except I got boost before you did.
Yeah, overall, it was when you put it that way, it was actually quite similar. The only thing, we weren't sure because we didn't see it. Reg, did you know where Ice Beam was the entire time?
Nope.
Okay.
I did not look at that item. I found Wave Beam and was like, whoa, dude, gotta go.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had no idea Ice was there. And then I got Plasma and I was like, oh no, I know what I did wrong.
Yeah.
I should have looked.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You would have been filtered there easily because you only had so many checks left to do. But, yeah, reminder people, look. And there you see it. Wave and Ice, both in Ice Runes East. What a seed.
This seed could have been just so much faster. You could have gotten all those beams in like 10 minutes apart from each other.
Very fast.
Yeah, I can understand not wanting to.
It feels like it's PCA. Come on, that's gross.
Yeah,
I turned around at Fungal Hall Access.
Yeah,
I pushed forward all the way to MQB just so that I could check and keep a pivot save, which I would like to say that I don't see a lot of people keeping good pivot saves, and I think this was a really good example of why they're strong. I saved in MQB before I save warped to go get my artifact, my last two, because I just needed Chamber and Grove. Saw that it was in phase on mines, forgot that I had the pivot save, made it to the top of Artifact Temple, and then reset, spawned next to OP at the save station, fought him, found it in PCA, save warped, and did Chamber and Grove again.
Yeah. I was initially thinking, like, I was debating if it was faster to backtrack from Fungal Hall Access or to just do OP and go back through PBC, and I ended up deciding against it, which apparently was the wrong decision.
Yeah, that PCA. It could have also been Philip. I never checked Philip, so I was worried that I was going to spawn next to OP, fight OP, get PCA, and still have to go back to the front for Philip.
Yeah. There were definitely a few areas pretty late where it could have pivoted. Like, Reggie was in the lead for, I'd say, most of it. But if it had been on Philip and you'd have done that, Schwartz, then you would have taken it. So, but I mean, the thing is, remember, you got to be process oriented, not results oriented. Just because the decision doesn't work out doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. So,
I did a lot of Gamba in this.
I think you both did a lot of Gamba, and I think there was a lot of Gamba inherent in the way the seed routed. So, at least once you got Ice Beam.
I'm not happy that this took so long, honestly, on both of our ends. I feel like one of us should have. At the end, I was like...
I think that not wanting to dive labs is something a lot of people would do. So, even if they knew where Ice Beam was, which half of you did, I think that... I think that you could have gone two ways. You could have made the pivot save in Ruin Courtyard, and then done labs, and then found Plasma, and then you would have been good to go. Or you could have did what both of you did, which was warp back to Chozo, do all of that stuff, and eventually make your way back to labs via Thardis. But I don't think there's necessarily a one right way to do that.
No, I don't think there is either. The Thardis hallway did at least end up being convenient for me. I was being able to go backwards back to once I had gotten everything in Fendrana and gotten my Ice Beam, and then I was like, okay, mines.
Yeah.
Well, you were both. Actually, Schwartz went into Thardis first, and Reggie came out first. So you were fighting. You were both fighting at the same time.
I had a very good Thardis fight. I was very proud of that.
Yeah, you had some. You actually, outside of the OP, all of your fights were really good.
Oh my gosh, that OP. I wasn't sure. As soon as I switched to the super missile, I was like, this is going to be less damage. And the exact thing that happened was going to happen. I left OP with like 2 millimeters of health bar after the power bomb because he spawned power pirates. And I should have just tanked him. I shouldn't have shot the super. I should have just tanked the power pirates. And so I had the 2-cycle OP, and it was not a very good 2-cycle. It was a pretty bad fight.
No, it wasn't the best, but you survived, and it worked out. So,
speaking of entering mines, shout outs to me not having a power bomb for workstation. And I went all the way to Frozen Pike until I got a power bomb drop. I actually decided to go start Farfen in like the hopes that like phased on suit was like transport access, and I was just farming a bomb, a PB, and
that's such a nasty feeling. Do you know the
you could
the snipe down the access tunnel?
I tried, I couldn't get it.
You couldn't? Yeah, it's tricky. The window for it isn't very big, but it's what was it last year that happened? Inner Slice, I think, got caught in a match where he really needed a PB and didn't know the snipe and like ended up going into research core to kill Metroids to get a power bomb. Yeah. that was a rough one. Oh.
All right.
GG's though. I guess my top 8 dream is still holding on by a fingernail.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're in the bubble now.
I need you to win a lot of matches, Schwartz. I need all of everybody that I've played to win.
I will try my best. And also, speaking of that, I'm sorry, Baja, but it looks like you might be fighting Reggie now. He specifically told me earlier that he wanted me to win, so he didn't have to go against me. But all's well. GG's again.
Yeah, GG's. What a nasty seed.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
Do laps.
You have a one
Forehead.
question in
Yeah,
chat
check
that a
the,
couple people were wondering about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider picking up Ice Beam with the Chozo Ice Temple IS?
No, I never thought of that. I didn't even know that was possible. I
Yeah,
guess-
if you unlock the scan gate and then break the ice, actually, you don't even need to break the ice. You can just boost into the ice in that access tunnel with IS and get the ice locked item in IRE.
I guess, yeah, that would make sense. I was like, I don't know crash risks for like any of the rooms that are like not like, you know, the main ones that people do IS for. So
Yeah.
I was,
If I had seen that ice beam, I 100% would have IS'd it. I absolutely would have. I would have powerbomb lock picked. Well, actually, no, because I would have had wave beam, so I would have just done the chapel fight and then
Yeah.
did early sun IS.
We definitely
What
thought
a
that's-
moment.
Yeah. We definitely thought you were gonna set up for that IS when you were heading in that direction, but you just saw it was a missile in chapel and turned around, I guess.
Yeah, nice hot dog on my part.
I guess that's good to know for the future. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No, that's it from me.
All right. So GG's again.
Thank
That
you.
is going to be it for the tournament today. We've got 4 races going on tomorrow, 3 of which are all about the same time. Starting with Interslice versus Jay. Interslice versus Jay. So, Interslice versus Jay tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Baja versus Elias. And Torvis versus Bruh at 4 p.m. Eastern. Zeno versus Audraxis at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then one last one on Sunday. Bash versus Robo at 8 p.m. Eastern. But that is going to be it for us. Once again, follow everybody. If the command works, and if I'm actually connected in chat, which I don't think I am. Somebody else can... I don't know, maybe somebody else already did do that. Sometimes I get disconnected from chat. Anyway, thanks for watching. GG's, and we will see y'all next time.